Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA. In today's real user review, we're going to be talking about the Air Oshmans Japan exclusive City Sling bag. Now, you can't get this bag anymore unless you find it on the used market, but preemptively, it's the same as the current production City Sling bag. So the specs and everything are identical. The only difference being this high-vis orange interior. Now, how did I acquire such a pack? I bought it used from a member of the Perfect Pack community. How they got it, I don't know. I bought it from someone in the US, so they either proxied it or bought it from someone in Japan. But to start off, I am in no way affiliated with Air. I bought this bag used with my own money. Yes, Air has sent me a Fit Pack 3 for review, which you can find the written review of that bag on the Perfect Pack blog, link down below. But even that was sent for review, so that was a non-biased review. This I did purchase with my own money because I really wanted to try the City Sling bag. I've been looking at it for quite some time. I wanted the X-Pack version, and I wanted the X-Pack version for mainly one reason, and it is that high-vis orange interior. So when this popped up for sale, it's the ballistic nylon, but it has the high-vis orange. I jumped on it. I got it for a good price, and I wanted to give it a shot, so I did. And now we're gonna go ahead and start with a little bit of the specs of the bag. The bag is made from a 1680D Cordura ballistic nylon. It features YKK zippers with Duraflex plastic hardware. The bag is 12.5 by 4.5 by 3.5 inches, or 32 by 11.5 by 9 centimeters. The volume of the bag is 2.4 liters, and it weighs roughly 0.8 pounds. Now, the current ballistic version comes in at $75 USD and is available in black and gray. The X-Pack, I believe, is $95. I do not know how much this sold for brand new, but a little bit of the background from what I gather, this is the City Sling. This is what started the City Sling, the Air Oshmans collab. It began, and that's where it sprung off to the production version of the City Sling bag. Because again, it is identical. Everything is the same. The layout of the bag, the materials of the bag, it's all the same, except the production version has a gray interior where this has the high-vis orange, and there is an Air Oshmans tag on the inside of the bag. But other than that tag and this orange color, this is identical to the current City Sling bag. So we are going to start with the negatives of the bag, hit into the neutral points, and finally we'll finish on a positive note before we hit our final summation. And honestly, the only real negative I have on this bag is that this is a Japan exclusive and you can't get it anymore unless you find it used. I really like the high-vis interior, which again was why I wanted the X-Pack version, but it was never in stock, which is why I never got it. But the high-vis orange is amazing, and to be honest, I think I prefer the exterior being the ballistic nylon and the X-Pack. I do like X-Pack. I have some bags in X-Pack. I have pouches in X-Pack, but I like the more silent, less crinkly, little less stiff version of the with the ballistic nylon, because it's a sling, and when you're wearing it, I feel like the ballistic kind of hugs the body a little bit better. So I do prefer the ballistic nylon. So you can't get it ballistic nylon with orange anymore because it was Japan exclusive. So that's really the only negative. And neutral points, there's really only one, and that's going to be with any sling bag, and that's just the fact that when gravity takes hold, the bag is going to slide down on your body. But honestly, it didn't slide as much as some other slings that I've used, and it hugs the body really well, so it did ultimately stay pretty much in place where I wanted it. So heading into the positives of this bag, we're gonna start with the strap. It is extremely comfortable. I really liked wearing it. Even though you did get a little neck rub, it didn't irritate my skin. I didn't feel it. It didn't bother me at all. So actually wearing this for a fairly extended period of time, it didn't bother me at all. It was actually very comfortable, and it mostly stayed in place. It did not slide down nearly as much as some other slings that I've used, and I think that has to do with kind of the way it's attached here. The way the bag is designed, your main shoulder strap here hugs the body, and you have a compression strap here that connects to the front of the pack. So if you need it, you can extend it all the way out and you can really load this bag out. But if you have a minimal carry, because it's only a 2.5 liter sling, so you don't generally want to pack this thing out with a ton of stuff, you actually can cinch it down, and then when you wear it, if you see it, when you wear it, it actually pulls the front of the bag and cinches it in, so the bag actually kind of cinches itself down and it kind of snugs and it will kind of bend and form over the body. So the way the strap is designed, when you're wearing it, it pulls it in and tightens it all up. It holds it close to the body, which makes it comfortable, and it helps to prevent that sag from the bag kind of just sliding down, because if it didn't really zip in like that, it would be a little bit bulkier, and then all of your items would sit further away from the body and it would just kind of slowly slide. You'd probably end up wearing it more under your armpit than kind of down still on your chest with a little bit on the ribs, which is how it ended up wearing mostly for me. I'd start here and it would end a little bit down here, kind of on my ribs, but some other slings I've had would end up like almost completely underneath my arm, and then when you're walking, it would look like this. But because the way the strap is designed, it cinches it all in, pulls it tight, and keeps all of your items a little snugger to the body, which keeps the bag more comfortable, helps it form to your body, and keeps it from sliding and drooping on you. The bag also has a Duraflex quick release, which honestly, I didn't really use. I didn't really overload this bag, so if you have this really stuffed, the quick release would probably make it a little easier to get it on and off than try to sling it over your head. But I generally didn't keep it super packed. My basic loadout, as you can see here, was mostly masks for the family, some hand sanitizer, a brass door handle key, my car keys and house keys, and my cell phone. And that's pretty much what I carried in here all the time. I use this bag mostly for like small runs. There's like an old school ice cream parlor not too far from the house, so we generally would just walk there. And when we did, it's probably about a mile, maybe a little bit more than a mile, so we'd put my daughter in her wagon. So I didn't need to carry her juice and anything, and any extras that she wanted to bring, it would all just kind of go in the wagon. So I can kind of just throw all the bulky items in the wagon with her, tow the wagon, and then all the necessities, such as masks and hand sanitizer and whatnot, and my keys to get back in the house, I would just throw inside the City Sling. And this was absolutely perfect for that, because I don't like to carry my keys and all that crap in my pockets if I don't have to, especially when I'm wearing shorts. So it all fit nicely inside this bag, and I still had plenty of room, so I wasn't overloading the pack, and it sat really good on the body. The strap was extremely comfortable, and the organization inside this thing, which is our next positive, is great. In the interior of the main compartment, we have a nice long liner pocket on the back, and then we have two, and there's a little bit of elastic to these. There's two little liner pockets on the front. And again, the elastic is nice because if you put anything in there, it kind of helped to keep it in there. It's not super stiff that things aren't gonna fall out, but it did help to keep like my hand sanitizer in here with this little bit of elastic. And then there's also this extra hidden, practically hidden pocket across the front of the bag where I was keeping, forgot these were in there, has some Band-Aids thrown in, some princess Band-Aids for my daughter, which were in there. And this, if you could see it, the original owner had a pen leak inside the bag, so that is just a little bit of ink that dripped on the bag from the pen. He did his best to clean it out, but ultimately it's not that bad, and that's kind of why I got this thing for a steal of a deal. And then the interior main compartment actually expands out. You can see it kind of expands out from the bottom, so there's a lot of organization on the interior of this bag. And then on the front of the pack, we do actually have a YKK Aqua Guard, because this is the most exposed zipper, and this was nice. This has a key clip on it, but I was generally just keeping my cell phone in there, so this was where I tossed my cell phone, and then I had my masks and hand sanitizer and the Band-Aids that I forgot were even in there. All that stuff would be in here, and then along the back, I actually carried an extra mask back here because sometimes you leave the house, you think you have it, you don't have it, but I'd always had an extra mask stuck back here. And then I'd have my main masks in here, kind of in this back compartment. And then whatever else I needed, like the keys, I would kind of just throw in the bulk here, because they're a little bit bulkier item, so they didn't really fit in the front. And I liked to keep the keys separate from my cell phone so they don't crack my screen, which is cracked. It's cracked down there. So I like to keep it a little bit separate. So that's why I found this was the nice perfect compartment for my cell phone. And there, keys, all the other items back here, and then a spare mask would go back here. And if you're traveling, this would be the perfect kind of like stealthy pocket to keep your passport in, because it's still quickly accessible from the outside of the bag. But if you kind of zip this and tuck it in, the zipper almost disappears, so you kind of don't even know that there's a back zipper, and that is against the body. So this is the back of the bag, so you're wearing this against the body, so this would be the hardest pocket to steal. And if you're traveling abroad, your passport is probably more important than the money, because without that, you're not getting home. So you need the passport, you keep it safe. I generally lock it in the safe at the hotel, or I carry it with me, because sometimes people don't understand a Pennsylvania state ID when you're in the UK. So I keep the passport with me. It just was a better option for me. So organization, especially in this main compartment, is great. You have a lot of organization for such a small bag. And because it's a small bag, that's pretty much all there is to it. So in summation, I think you can pretty much tell I really, really liked the bag. It was very comfortable. It wore very, very well. I could wear it for a fairly extended period of time. I could wear it when it was pretty warm, and it didn't make me sweat because it was such a small bag. It had such a small footprint on my body. It didn't add to any back sweat, what I would have if I had a larger backpack on. It was comfortable to wear. The layout and organization was great. I really, really liked this sling. I didn't use it quite as much as I thought I would. I ended up kind of needing and using a backpack more, but this was great for a lot of those little trips, like going to the grocery store or going to the ice cream parlor. It was great when I don't need to carry a whole thing of wipes and change of clothes and a whole bunch of drinks and all that other stuff, when I just need masks, hand sanitizer, my car keys so I don't throw them in my pocket, something to put my cell phone in because I don't want to throw that in my pocket, have all that stuff inside a nice organized sling. It was great. So you can't get the Oshmans Air exclusive from Japan anymore unless you find one used, but you can buy this identical bag from Air right now for 75 bucks. You just don't get that high-vis orange interior. So if you're thinking about a City Sling, I would say go for it. Definitely go for it. This was the first of the 2 Air products that I had. I think I got this first. Yeah, I got this before I got the Fit Pack, but they were right around the same time. So I've had them just about the same duration since kind of like the spring, maybe late spring, early summer. Yeah, late spring, I think I got both of them. And both of the Air products that I've had, they were great. They're really well built. The materials are top notch. They feel so good. I really, really like the feel of this bag. This ballistic nylon, it's nice since it's a 1680D ballistic. It's gonna be pretty abrasion resistant, but it is smooth enough. It's not going to like peel your clothes or be abrasive to the skin. It's very soft. I really, really like it. And yeah, if you were thinking about a City Sling or really any Air product, because again, I've only had 2, but the 2 I've had were great, go for it. Very pleased with this. Very glad I got the opportunity to pick up a City Sling. And I got the Air Oshmans Japan exclusive with the orange interior that I really wanted. So it was totally a win-win for me. So with that, if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell down below so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.